Welcome to the Global Influence Podcast. Like most of us, when we do something for the first time, I stuffed up recording today with a bit of a crappy microphone. So, the first episode, you're going to be dropped in 20 minutes into where I got to. And so, we're unpacking today really powerful takeaways by the amazing Russell Brunson in his book, Expert Secrets that I had reading it recently. So enjoy this episode. I trust tomorrow's episode is going to be a whole lot greater and grander and work. I trust you're going to enjoy it. And yeah, this is more to come from me and the global influence movement. So enjoy and let me know your key takeaways and what you really got out of it down below in the comments section. Oh, I love this. So this is a three-step system to getting your own dream customer and getting them to buy your service. It's one of Russell's frameworks that's really, really great. And so if you're making content, if you're making even web pages, utilizing this three-step framework is really, really important. Hook, story, offer. Now on my videos, just being open and honest, sometimes I only do the hook and the offer. And I forget to take people on a journey. And that's really, really important because most people are emotional buyers. And so the hook is to hook people in, boom, activate the emotions. But the story is where you really squeeze the most out of those emotions. And so we've got to take people on a journey because that's what we're ultimately inviting people to do. As coaches, business owners, go on a journey. Whether it's with your product, with your service, they're going to take this on the journey forward through life. And so we've got to use story to get people into that. We as humans, we like to connect through narratives. And so if we're not taking people on a story, if we're not sharing a story with people when we're creating our content, people are not really going to connect with it because humans, we're narrative. There's a really great way of saying it, but I can't say it. I can't think of it right now. That's okay. But we really we like narratives as human beings. So many of us are caught in our own story, caught in the story that we're telling ourselves. And so we've got to impact through story. That's a really powerful framework if you haven't used it for your content, for your web pages, for the things you do. Hook, story, offer. A lot of people sometimes forget the offer and then don't have an opportunity for people to take. And people want more and more opportunities. We've got to do it. And then some people forget the hook, forget that initial moment to hook people in, to say, hey, you want to look at this because there's so much content flowing, so many things flowing people's way this day and age. So we've got to have a hook to capture their attention. The first few seconds of any video, any page, anything we do, we've got to be able to hook people in. Now, next, what I've already mentioned so far, start a show, start a podcast, get good. Eventually, you'll create an incredible experience. So start before you're ready. Have a go. Start putting things out there. And that's what we're doing right here today. So if you haven't yet, you're on this journey of wanting to become a great influence of the greatest good, impact the world, access the world, maybe fly around the world. In the last 12 months, we've been to over 6 countries, I think. It's been amazing. I'm only 25 years old and I'm so grateful to be living life this way. And so whether it's impacting the world, accessing the world, uh, whatever you want to do, start a show, start a podcast, start practicing putting a message out there. Oh, I like this one. Endure long enough until they notice. It's been a big one, particularly starting this kind of work at 17 years old. I used to being 25 now, I understand that when we're growing up, it's like we don't have a fully functioning brain. Started off this journey at 17 and it was really difficult sometimes to consider, comprehend, and see the different elements I needed to connect deeper with my clients, with myself, with my business, and truly make this happen. And now that things are really functioning, flowing, and going really well, I understand that it took a long time to get where I am today. And now that people are noticing, things are flowing. I got to keep going. When things weren't working, it was okay to take a few months off. Even at one point, I took a year off. I needed it. Now that things are going, I got to keep going. So I like that comment about enduring long enough until they notice. So many people just give up so easily. And like, the results didn't happen in a day, a week, a month, a year. Maybe it's not for me. No, we've got to keep going. We've got to keep going. We got to bring out our heart's mission, purpose, and that takes showing up over and over and over again. The world, life, the universe, God, is testing us, testing if we really want it. And if we show up and endure long enough till they notice, we'll get what we're going after. So next, document your journey. Huge thing. It's so wonderful going through my photos on my phone and seeing the day I started, literally my first ever office that I was ever in, the back room at my parents' house, and seeing me having a go, starting off this journey, and the clutter everywhere, to where I was recently in my own three-story house in Bali, and I had this beautiful office with a beautiful background, giant desk. It's wonderful. Wonderful to see that journey. And then going back, watching old videos of myself. I literally used to be like this, rubbing my legs back and forth so I wouldn't have a panic attack. And now I can just sit here calmly, talk and have fun, knowing that people are going to listen to this and be excited about that rather than freaking out like, oh my God. So document your journey, just seeing where you've come from and who you're becoming. It's a very special thing to look back at. And it's a special thing for the people that come along for the journey, who love and appreciate who you are, what you're here to do. It's great for them to see. We can upload that and use it as content. Another one, if you want people to start listening to you, you have to show up. Massive. And what comes up for me there is like, I used to think only posting on Facebook was enough. Now I realize like, oh my God. And only posting on Facebook, maybe even like every couple days, making a post. We've got to show up everywhere as much as we possibly can. And the more we can expand that, the more radio signals we have to connect with a potential audience member, a potential client, a potential customer. And so keep showing up and show up in as many ways as possible. Digital, in person, whatever is relevant to your niche, relevant to your endeavor, we've got to show up. And the more we show up, the more they'll start to listen. I remember there was a moment that I used to say such ambiguous things in rooms when I was at a training or running a training, and people didn't connect. And then the more I showed up, the greater I became, the more knowledgeable I became. When I would speak in rooms, it got quiet. Not because it wasn't connecting, it was because people wanted to hear what I had to say. And then I would say something and people would write it down. And I was like, damn, what I just said was so important that they fully believe they need to write that down. And I remember when I was doing my first webinar where I had 120 people there, witnessing people putting their heads down, writing it, waiting for the next bit of gold that I had to say. It was so powerful to see that influence, to see that impact. It's a wonderful thing. I don't say that to be like, oh my God, look at me. People are writing the shit I'm saying down. I more say it to share like there was a moment where no one gave a fuck about what I had to say. No one, it didn't matter. But now I got to a stage where people needed to write this down. They saw the things I had to share as valuable. And it's a very wonderful thing. Not because it makes me feel better about myself. It's more so about that I can give that level of value, that I can serve to a level that people want to take this information away. I'm excited by the idea of what's going to happen when they do that and what's going to come from it. It's so awesome. So, so cool. When we have a massive influence, it's a very special thing to know what's possible. Next, if you want to be seen or heard on social media, you must be providing value online. So, so important. Our content must be valuable. And after such a long time of focusing on what is something that's truly valuable, like I've written over like thousands and thousands of coaching programs, support programs, online programs to help people make a difference in their life, whether it's for myself, my potential clients, or for the clients I work with for their own business. And focusing on like what is something that's truly valuable that changes someone's life that they would pay lots of money for. It's a very, very powerful thing to get invested in. What is something that's truly valuable that will give to the point where someone says, I will pay for this? What a wonderful thing to know, to study, to grow your awareness about. So recently with the Global Influence Agency we've started, a massive problem for a lot of business owners is time and also procrastination. And so, with the Global Influence Agency, when we can reduce the amount of time people need to focus on building certain things, for some people, it might take 1 week to build one funnel, or even 1 month, even 6 months, even a year. But for us, Hannah, you made how many funnels did you make today? 20. 20 funnels today. 20 funnel pages or 20 funnels? So I understand. So 4-step funnels, but 5 of them. So it's 20 web pages in total. Crazy. Some people I know have been in the business for 10 years. They only have one fucking landing page. So 10 years, one landing page. Our team, Hannah particularly, have made 20 pages today, 5 funnels, and each funnel is a 4-step funnel process. Massive, absolutely massive. And so for people, that's valuable. If you want that, if you need a funnel today, we can build it. And it's so, so cool to have that power, have that level of value for people, and save that amount of time for people. And then on the other hand, the procrastination side of things, a lot of people in this industry struggle to do the work. Now, sometimes it's because of skills, it's not their skills, particularly for coaches. Maybe you're a high touch person, not a high tech person. Like me. I definitely know how to use tech. I'm very lucky. I was born in the year 2000. I walked out of the womb with a phone. And so I can be techie, but naturally I'm more high touch. I love connecting. I love being with people. So I'm a high touch person, and that's where a lot of our clients are at. They want to connect with clients. They want to help people and serve them as a life coach. They want to impact the world in a great way. And so the techie side of things, they don't want to be a part of that. And that's okay. But that's people can get caught in that. They can't get to the next level in that. And that's why the Global Influence Agency is so successful. And oh my God, I just noticed my hair could be so much more better. I hope that's influenced me to look better. Maybe. But anyway, so they want to be so much, they want to get to where they're going, but the technology is getting in their way. So just give it to us. We'll take care of the technology and we'll help you get to where you're going. And that's incredibly valuable for people. And so that's where we're at today, and that's what's really, really working. And so really supporting people to get where they want to be. As we said earlier, help people with the patterns for results and success. Not only sell a product, sell a pathway to get desired results. People buy products to get certain results. That is something of value. That is what people want. And so whatever your endeavor is, whatever you want to do to impact the world, what is going to help people get to where they're going that you can help them with. That's your value to add. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but it's very, very important. This is by the awesome Gary Vaynerchuk. Document, don't create. I remember hearing powerful, powerful people, for example, Tony Robbins, Remy Pearson, Joe Pane, Matt Lavaz, even Brian Tracy, even Jim Rohn, talk about things that they've been taught, things that they've heard, things that they've learned. That didn't necessarily come from them, but they documented it, they focused on it, they wrote it down, and they shared it. And so, a lot of the times, how you're going to impact, how you can make some massive changes, and not necessarily coming up with your own framework, which is very, very important to become an expert. Doesn't mean don't do that, but also such an important part of the journey that I definitely see that I've made the mistake of not doing enough, and I see others making the mistake of not doing enough, is document and learn and share the amazing things that others have done. For example, I'm going through my key takeaways of reading Russell Brunson's book, Expert Secrets, and it's helping me talk about so many different ideas and connect with so many different things that could be valuable to the people listening to this right now. I am getting piggybacked, standing on the shoulders of giants, as Tony Robbins would say, of Russell Brunson. And it's helping me have so much fun and deliver so much value right now. But if I just stayed in my head and went, oh, I need to figure this out all on my own, it has to be original. I can't talk about what Russell said or anyone else has said. It's just what I naturally think. I wouldn't do anything. Or I would maybe come up with some things, but it wouldn't maybe be as impactful as I trust this is right now. And so by documenting cool things by other people, which I have right here, we're able to connect with such high quality value and also not have to do all the work by ourselves, which is a very, very important thing. And so, as Gary Vee says, document, don't create, document and share. Wow, there's so many more to go. But let's keep going. It's 5:55. Let's rock and roll. If you want, well, no, next one. Too many people try to oversell themselves rather than serve. I love that. That's very, very powerful. We can get caught in the journey of boasting about who we are, what we've done, and not enough focus goes to serving the person right in front of us. And so I'll give you an example of this. If you've ever been in a sales call and you notice you want to convince the person in front of you that you're the person to do business with, sometimes we can get caught in trying to sell who we are and just trying to make sure this person knows that we're really cool, that they can trust us. And we get so fixated on that, we don't follow the system of service enough. And we don't try, and that's the flaw itself. We're trying to convince that we're a cool person. What we can do instead of that is serve the person as much as possible where they're at right now. And by connecting with where they're at right now, providing some value, helping them transform in that very moment, create some change in that very moment, and serving them, that is the trust. That is the, oh my God, this person's awesome. By serving the person in front of us, because that's ultimately what they want. And I've noticed that in sales calls where I've been like talking about my clients' results and talking about what me and the business have been doing. I see how it's a mismatch for clients. They're like, cool, I want that. And there can be a distance that there's like a feeling of a distance growing between where they're at and where me and my clients are. And when that distance is created, it doesn't feel like we're together. So if we serve them, we come in, we provide the tools, the strategies to help them exactly where they're at. The camaraderie is what's created. The connection, the trust that this person can guide me and lead me forward. Yes, it can be found in the testimony of others, but the major place it's formed is by taking some steps together right now. And so if you're a coach particularly, and maybe you've just been trying to convince people you're really cool or show people all these sessions that you can do, but not actually have a go and do a session, start doing that today. I noticed when I started making some major sales as a life coach is by just having kind of like a test session. I'd figure out why they need coaching, what are the different areas of their life that they want to create change in. And then my key next part was how could we take a step today? And from taking that step today, that's the main part of the session, creating some transformation. When we go ultimately next into where do we go from here, more likely people were like, okay, we just did some awesome stuff. I'm clear on why coaching matters. What are the different areas of I need coaching on? And I even know how this can make transformation for me right now. Where I want to go is forward with you. Here's my credit card. And so people want to be served. Don't oversell yourself rather than serve. Now, next, another one. Test successful frameworks on businesses and people as a consultant. Another way of doing that is as a coach. Go out there, find out all these different frameworks and test them on people. One that we're doing today is hook story offer. So many people need help on social media. Go teach that. Hook story offer. Use ChatGPT to unpack it on a deeper level. Maybe even just help people use ChatGPT to make scripts using hook story offer for free and start putting it out there. What an easy way to start helping people. And so go learn as many frameworks as possible. And as a consultant, teach people, teach businesses what these frameworks are. Do it for free for a bit, get really good at it, and then get rewarded handsomely after you've done it a bunch and have really great results. That's like the birthplace of so many coaches, so many consultants, so many successes. It's just going out there and having a go, adding some value. Test, 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 test. Yes, very, very important thing. There's no money in mainstream. Oh, this is a cool. I want to end on this topic now. There's no money in the mainstream. The ideal space to have ideas is in between mainstream and the crazy zone. Russell Brunson talks about it being the prolific zone. And so if you've ever wanted to go on and wanted to create something really, really cool, and maybe you're just creating the same old thing everyone else does, you'll notice that results can be dry. You're going to a bloody market, meaning a bloody market is there's lots of sharks around. They've been eating a lot. And in another place, there can be a blue ocean, but there could be a blue ocean that there's like no fish in. So that's the crazy zone when no one's there. No one's hanging out in those waters. And so you want to figure out what's that ideal place where so many people are maybe curious about this area, but it's like a unique part of this area that no one else is, and where you can really be, what is it? It's the market leader or the category king or queen, Russell says. And so when you're creating your different programs, really take that on board. Is this an area where everyone's here, where it's just overused, oversaturated? Is this an area where no one is? It's just too crazy. Okay, what can be in the middle of that, where people are utilizing this, but it's unique and not many people are here, and I could really be the category king or queen of this. Consider that when creating your product. Go out there, have a go, and do good things. So I think I'm going to end it there for today. That's so many different areas. I'm feeling like that's some incredible value. I'm noticing myself feeling a little bit tired, so I'm just going to say, hey, I want to be here giving my utmost energy. And so let me know down below in the comment section or even by an email. My email is legend@harryjmcgowan.com. I'd love to know, yeah, what'd you get out of this? If you like, if you go to my website, harryjmcgowan.com, you can book a call with me. If you want to also get some done for you systems by me and my team, go to global-influence-agency.com. and you can book a call with me and the team to figure out what we can do to help you build your dream business. And yeah, get in touch with me. Let's hang out. I'd love to know how I can serve you even further. Let me know how I've served you today and even give me feedback. This is day one, so I'd love to know how can I improve? How can I do better? And I look forward for us connecting more and more and more. So, biggest love. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day two. Bye.